welcome to the 2014 study of photosynthesis. This is Robin Preston at the helm. Hi, guys. All right, now here we go. One of the things you really need to probably review is you need to look at your science questions, number 1 and number 2. I even put them on there for you with the answers to make it easy. Yes, ma'am. Question. If it's your real one, you can write them. If it's mine, no. Okay? All right. Most of you know plants have to breathe in carbon dioxide and they breathe out oxygen. You will have that. CO2 and O2. Let me see if I can enlarge this just a little bit. Where's the enlargement magnification? Yeah. Picture, would that be it? No. We'll come back to it. Never mind. What color must the plant be? Green. That's not hard. Now, watch out for number 3. I might ask it like this on the exam. What energy from the outside world must the plant use for this food-making process? And I might put down sun, A, sun, B, sunlight, C, solar energy, D, all of the above. So what would the correct answer be? D. You've got to read through all your answers. All right, so this might end up being all of the above. You know, I like to do that. What is the name of the green substance? We know that by now, chlorophyll. The name of the food-making process? Photosynthesis. Correct? Yeah. Now, number 7 and number 8, you might miss. It says, where does the plant get carbon from during food making? Let's look at the photosynthesis equation. 6CO2 plus 6H2O. So, the question is, where does the plant get carbon from? There is no carbon in water. Where is there carbon? Manning? In carbon dioxide. So it would get it from the carbon dioxide. As would number 8, where does the plant get hydrogen from during food making? Water, because there's your H. The name of the special structure, we should know that by now, the stoma. Now, let me show you one of the things, the way I do ask a question like this. I might draw, and you can draw this out to the side, I might draw or have pictures of 3 different types of cells. This is supposed to be a neuron. It's a very bad neuron, but okay, it's a neuron. Maybe that's a red blood cell. And I might ask you, which is the stoma? A, B, or C? Which would be the stoma in this case? A. B would be the nerve cell. C, whatever I name it. Maybe it's red blood cell. I don't know. Okay. Name something that will not produce oxygen. Mushroom. Why not? I'm a fun guy. Remember that little joke I gave you? Do you remember it, Bonnie?
What's the beginning?
A mushroom walked into the bar and asked for a drink, and the bartender says, "We do not serve your kind in here, or we do not serve mushrooms." He said, "Why not? I'm a fungi." Remember? Ha 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 ha. Okay. Enough of that. All right, let's go over science questions number 2 quickly, please. A match will burn in oxygen and a flame will go out in carbon dioxide. That's nothing new. We did an experiment with that, as a matter of fact. Number 2 is something you might answer wrong. You might want to say that the main element of the atmosphere is oxygen. It is not oxygen, it is nitrogen. Okay, with an N, correct. Not Ni. Ni stands for nickel. Now, yesterday we went in, or day before, whenever, we looked at where the most rapid cell reproduction takes place. In a root tip of an onion. Because the root's growing. That's where you would find the fastest mitosis going on. Testing for starch in a plant, iodine. For something like this, maybe I will give you 2 leaves. Now, those are pretty bad leaves, but they're leaves. And I might color one in. Which one shows A or B? Which one shows that that iodine has been dropped on it and starch has been produced? Which one of the 2 shows that? Ellie? A, because it's blue-black. Now, granted, in this one it's green, but all right. Name the cell that makes up the stoma. Remember, these are your guard cells. These are your guard cells, the outside. The whole thing is called the stoma, stomata. But the outside 2 cells are the guard cells. Not that you need to know that, but this is called the pore. That's where the oxygen goes in and oxygen comes out and the carbon dioxide goes in. It's the breathing mechanism. Where's the majority of the stoma found on a plant, Caroline? On the underside of the leaf. Remember I talked about if you took Vaseline and you put Vaseline on the underneath side of the leaf, it would be like putting Vaseline up your nose, and that leaf would die because it would no longer be able to breathe. Gas given off during 2 compounds. This is where a lot of people mess up on a test. I ask for what are the 2 compounds. Well, I put down carbon dioxide and I put down water. I put down sun. I put down chlorophyll. I put down must be green. It's asking for a compound. And remember, definition of a compound is 2 or more elements chemically combined. CO2, H2O. So watch out how I ask that on a test. Of course, we know by now the gas given off is O2. A diatomic element travels with a buddy. There are 7 diatomic elements. Bringo, the funhouse clown, is how it can help you. But I will not ask you to list all 7. Okay? I will not ask you to list all 7. Number 10 and number, where it says define element and give an example of an element. Okay. That is on that practice test for part 1 that's going to be on Friday. You have to write it out. There's not going to be any ABC. You're going to have to do just like you did on the element compound quiz. You're going to have to define element. Give me an example. You only have like 100 over here you can look at. And define compound. 2 or more elements. CO2, H2O, methane gas, sugar, starch, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. That is just like the quiz we just took. Now, if we go down further, where it says no photosynthesis, folks, this was the A or F quiz. On the practice test, you have to write it out. If you forget the little 6, it's wrong. If you forget the little 2, it's wrong. If you make this looking like cobalt to me, it's wrong. This is cobalt. This is carbon dioxide. Keep your letters the same height where they need to be. We've already discussed you got to have the compounds needed. The gas that is given off is oxygen. And we've gone over items needed, sunlight and chlorophyll. Any questions up to this? Yes, ma'am.
You said that on the test on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
that was under the section, you have to know what the compound is.
No, you've got it exactly in that science review packet. If you look at the second page of the science review packet, it will give you word for word what that test is going to be on Monday. All right, this right here is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, there's 5 questions on the exam right there. 5 questions. So when I take this compound and I say, how many molecules? Write this down, draw this out to the side. This is your molecular number. It tells how many molecules. That is your molecular number. That tells me I have H2SO4. Then I have, again, H2SO4. Molecular number, large number in front. When I say how many oxygen atoms, 2 times 4 is 8. How many hydrogen atoms? 2 times 2 is 4. Now, the tricky one is here's sulfur. Nothing's by it. When nothing is beside it, it means 1. If it helps you putting the 1 in there, put that 1 in there. 2 times 1 is 2. And to identify the elements, you count the capital letters. 1, 2, 3 capital letters. Right there's 5 questions on the exam. Yes.
What's like the critter on the molecule?
Exactly, just one though, just one, just like that.
Okay, but because like this is a little different one.
And the not really, it's still about the same.
Yeah, and I was confused.
Okay, yes. If you need help, let me know and I will help you. Yes.
About how many questions will be on there?
About 65 on the ABC part.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this next one, the VAP worksheet, I am not going to have this on the test that you have to tell me, is it plant or is it animal? Okay. But what I do on the exam, and we'll go over this later, I draw a picture, or I have a picture of a plant cell. All right, let me give it some mitochondria, teeth, some green chloroplasts. There's its vacuole. Now I'll draw the animal cell, and really, oops, that should be smaller, right? Oh, here's a nucleus. Give it a nucleus. Give it a bunch of little vacuoles. Give it some teeth, mitochondria. And remember, the animal cell needs more mitochondria for the plant cell because that's your energy powerhouse. What I would do in the exam is I do it like this. I might go number 1, I might go number 2. Now, I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. I might go 3. I might go, where's my vacuoles here? 4. All right, so I will be drawing to things. What you have to figure out is what things do the plant cell has and what things do the animal cell has. For instance, right here, number 1, they both have a nucleus, right? So, nuclei, 2 of them, right? So, you would write nucleus, or you would pick out a nucleus. When I look at number 2, only a plant cell has chloroplast. So you would write down, or you would pick from the list, chloroplast. That can't be a mitochondria because the animal cell has mitochondria too. You've got to watch. When I'm pointing to things, am I just referring to the plant cell or am I just referring to the animal cell? What would number 3 represent? What would number 3 represent, Gianna? The cell wall. Why do I know that? Because the animal cell has no cell wall. They both, for number 4, have a vacuole. They both have, for number 5, mitochondria. Okay? So do you see how that's how you're going to be labeling the plant and animal cell? There will be a list of words, there'll be nucleus, cytoplasm. You're not going to have to write anything. But you've got to look at this because, like, that's the cell wall number 3. Well, if I do this, and I say this is number 6, because it goes to both of them, then what is it? Cell membrane. Yes, ma'am. It'd be that little thing. It's more. Oh no. Oh, it's the big one. Never mind. I was going crazy. Sorry. But you get the gist of what I'm doing. You're going to have 2 good-looking cells. I'm not drawing, which is to your benefit. Yes.
Are there going to be like Golgi lines?
No, there's not going to be any of that. The only thing you're going to have on there is like that quiz that you have to identify. Cytoplasm, just the very basics. Vacuole, cell wall, cell membrane. The endoplasmic reticulum and all that will not be on there. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Now, the mitosis study guide. We just took a mini quiz on this. And next Tuesday, you're going to have the quiz on this, and it looks just like this, folks. On your test, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right there is 10 questions on the exam. Right there. Yes. Uh-huh.
I saw that it's you just put into the.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, this should be A, right?
Yeah.
That should be A.
Oh, and on the molecule.
Where's that?
On the molecule.
Back up, you mean? Okay. All right, y'all know what I mean. Are y'all okay with that? This is also like the quiz that's going to be next Tuesday. It's going to be just like this. 10, 11 questions. 10, 11 questions. We'll go right to the exam. Yes.
So those are only answers that one.
Yes. Now, folks, this test literally your quizzes feed exactly into the test. Do you see that? The 8 quiz will feed exactly into the test. This study guide will feed exactly into the exam. So don't ignore it saying, oh, well, I'll try to figure it out. Don't do that to yourself. Now, let's look at the 8 study guide. We just took a quiz on that. I handed you out everything, nothing new here. Right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 questions right there on the exam. All right? 11 questions. I copied that. I copied this into. All right? Yeah, well, we are. Yes.
Which do people get harder? The Friday quiz or the Wednesday?
I think if you don't study how to write those things exactly for that practice test that I put in there, it will be harder because there's nothing you're going to have to pull that out of your memory bank. Gianna.
How many questions?
That is just like the practice test, page 2.
Wow.
Yes.
They are.
Now these go together too. Your test on Friday, I will grade, but I will wait until I take get your test on Wednesday, and they go together for one grade. They're not 2 separate grades, okay? They're one big grade. Yes.
But the Friday test might be harder. I mean, the Wednesday test might be harder because some of the questions you can find elements on.
Well, but that again, that goes into Friday. Some of those. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So you said that there would be 65 questions. Is that on both of the different shapes.
Together, there's probably 70.
Okay, so
Okay.
there are like 16 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. All right, let's keep going again. Number 7, list the parts of an animal cell and a plant cell using a diagram. Study the plant and animal cell. Know the difference. All right, let me see if I can pull this up without creating havoc here, folks. Hold on. Right there is what you need to study. Okay, all of those. That's what I just sort of went over, wasn't it? Now, you don't need the fancy ones, the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi bodies and all that. Yes.
Can you ask what you don't need?
All right. I tell you what, I will take your quiz and look at your quiz, and that'll be better. Okay. So, well, wait a minute. Yeah. All right. I'll do this. Cytoplasm, vacuole chloroplast. You do not need Golgi body. Uh-oh. It won't let me do that on this one. Sorry. Okay. I'll do it on your quiz. All right. Now, let me see if I can get back without messing up too much. Here we go. Know the experiments with. I think this is one of the questions for Friday, is it not? It says, when we did the experiment in the science lab where we broke apart water back to gas, why was there, what was the difference or whatever? It says there was twice as much hydrogen as oxygen. Do not forget to answer the why part of it. Sometimes that's worth like 2 X's. People will tell me the first part, but they forget to tell me that because there are 2 atoms of hydrogen to every 1 atom of oxygen in water. Yes?
Do I use like this on the practice?
It is on the practice test.
So
They're mixed up. They're all mixed together. Sir, it's one big test in the end. Yes?
It's like on the practice test, you can stay with that.
You may say what? Yes. We already did this. You will see this again. Drop iodine on the food. We did that. Lighting a match, it goes out. That will be in there somehow. A match will burn in oxygen and a flame will go out in carbon dioxide. Boy, are you guys lucky. I'm Xing out this. We are going to write one, but we're going to write it in class and work on it together. Because of all the interruption, I'm not going to have time to delve into that by test time. But we are going to be working on that.
So that won't be on either of the tests?
No. And then if you look at number 10, there's those ones. Now let me tell you the one people forget to study. Carbohydrate. A carbohydrate is any substance. What are the 3 elements in it? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Those are your 3 elements. An example, sugar or starch. Yes, ma'am. Up to you. If you want to take it, you're ready for it, great. If not, up to you. You just let me know. Okay? No. No. Yes.
Towards the front of the packet, it says to read on pictures.
Oh, let's look at that. You know, a lot of people fail to look at this, and that's a great question. Let me get back up here. All of these right here are just, if you do nothing else, you don't have to read, but if you do nothing else, go to page 42 and 43 and see if you can answer those questions 1 through 5 in your brain. Because every now and then I'll pull a question out of there. Go to page 44 and 45. Look at numbers 1 through 3. This would take you probably 15 minutes to do. Do that over the weekend. But this, granted, we've had all of this in some form, and I'm giving you a hint. sometimes the question that is on the exam is word for word out of the back of here. Word for word. I can't tell you how many times I go into there and say, oh, I like that question. I'm going to put it on the exam. And then you can relax because then you've already seen it. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the review. That's 25 minutes. I'm tired. Let's stop.